What's good? Things are going great. The ETF is approved. We got a ton to talk about today. We are also going to be joined by special guest Well3. Ash, how you doing, sir? How was your week?
I'm good. I was just rocking out to our intro song prior
We need
to
a new one though. We need official moon or dust branding. We need, if anybody's good at making logo, icon, branding, animations, we need that. We're going to be looking to expand it.
Nice
So
plug. Yeah, I'm glad you put that at the beginning so that people could just hit us up. Yeah, we're definitely looking. So that's gonna be a thing. No, I'm good. Got my coffee. ETF approved. There's a lot of stuff that we're gonna go over today. We have Well3 joining us. If you wanted to give like a little overview on how that will work, because I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Well3, but we're gonna have some direct alpha from their team today.
yeah, I'm looking forward to. Oops, that wasn't supposed to do that. Boom. Looking forward. I never present it early enough, and then it takes time. Anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to asking questions, dude. I want to find out when token. I want to find out what they're doing. I know they have these rings that just launched on Magic Eden, so I want to find out about everything. Ton of questions for them. We're really gonna dig. I was looking forward to getting some guests on like that. Like we did with the spaces, just so we could really dig with the questions. But let's look at what has been going on with the market. So, of course, let me pull up coin market cap here. Boom, and get it on screen. There you go. Of course, the market has been, dude. We yes, fun up there. The market absolutely ripped with the pre-news of the ETF, and then of course the ETF gets approved and the market goes down a little bit, but now we're pretty much trading sideways. I think it was just priced in. I think everybody thought ETH would shoot up over $4,000. We haven't broken all-time highs yet for ETH, which is something we did before the ETF with Bitcoin. So I think some people were maybe expecting that, but I mean, I'm happy with where we're at, man. It's really fun looking in your wallet when you have 2 ETH and it's like a $7,000 or $7,500. Like that's a great feeling. You feel so rich. You feel so rich. There was 2 pieces of bullish news, dude. There was this, and then there was, what's it called? I wrote it down. It's like the Fit 21. That's like it's for crypto. The rules around crypto are finally moving forward in America, which is great to see, dude. It's been a really big issue, and I mean, especially in Dubai, and so you're talking to a lot of these companies, people who left America, and they were just like, yeah, it was we're not putting our company at risk. So it's great to see things moving forward. Biden said he's not going to veto it. I mean, it's not passed. It got past the House, and now it needs to move to like the Senate or however your guys' stuff works over there. But it's a step in the right direction. I mean, Republicans voted it through. 70 Democrats voted it through. I think Pelosi approved it. So it's great to see. It's a real positive spin on stuff. And it does feel, I mean, we all knew it was going to be a hot topic, right? Especially after Trump recently at his dinner, his gala said like, hey, if you're pro crypto, you're pro Trump. So it really became an issue. Like we said last week, people are going to vote for their crypto. Nobody's going to vote for somebody because they're anti-crypto, right? They don't care. They care about other issues. So it's funny seeing it being like a main political issue. And I think a lot of people are realizing this. So now they're trying to push it through. And, Wall Street, BlackRock, they were a step ahead here as they knew this was going to happen. They had their ETF and they're all getting in. So it's funny seeing all this stuff come together. It's kind of like first they laugh at you or whatever, then they hate you, and then then you win, that like old expression that I completely butchered. It's really coming to fruition.
Yeah, for sure. It is funny how like there was a complete 180 where I feel like everyone was worried that the government was going to make it really hard, and now it's almost like they're making it super easy. Now, that doesn't mean there's not going to be regulation. Like we realize that that's what's coming, but it's like it seems like they're embracing it with open arms. And I don't know if you saw this, but there was also a bill that got approved to ban the creation of a CBDC as well.
I
That also,
didn't.
yeah, I guess I should have brought that up. Look, let me go try to find
But
that
I've seen
one.
a few people, right? There was a few candidates that said if they run or if they win, they're going to outlaw CBDCs. America seems, there's a map where you could see every single country and where they are in CBDCs. For those who don't know, CBDCs are central bank digital currencies. Essentially, they're going to have full control over the money. I understand they already do, but now it's going to be in code. So they would literally be able to decide what you can buy. They can do anything with your money. They would full control it. Like, oh, you could only buy milk with this $50 you have in your account if they wanted to, right? They can full control it. So there are some countries that are pushing it forward. There's some who are already testing it, and America seems to be lagging behind. So you just sent me something here.
Yeah, that was it.
House passes bill banning Federal Reserve from establishing a centralized digital currency. This is actually real. You found like an article.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
It happened yesterday.
Democrats voted to protect your financial privacy. Tells you everything you know. Okay, the Democratic. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Step in the right direction.
You think it'll, but this is just what? Okay, not to move forward or to move this forward, but it's not actually like happening, right? It's not like it's banned and.
No, same kind of thing where it's like it was just proposed.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, I think it can still happen in the future. I think it will happen. In my mind, it's inevitable, especially in Canada. I think we're going to have one too. And I think the way they're going to pass it through is with UBI, Universal Basic Income, where they're like, hey, it's really hard living in Canada now. We're going to give you guys free money, but the only way you can get it is if you sign up for our CBDCs. I mean, they're already trying to get rid of cash. If you go to a lot of Canadian banks, they don't, like, some of them don't even want to take cash or give you cash. You have to go to different branches.
So why live in Canada? Like,
dude, I was supposed to. One of my partners is now my business partners in Dubai. I was supposed to go. I've been planning this for a while. I had until like mid-June to go. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. At least not this year. I might still set things up. Even I was talking to somebody about South America, which could be great. But I was going to go to Dubai, super safe. But the issue is, one, I can't. I mean, I have family here, but the main issue is my exit tax. Like, I owe taxes on all my shares, which is basically my company and its value in crypto. So it's going to be a very large exit tax. And in order to pay it, I have to pay myself out salary of my company. And the taxes on that are between 33 and 56%. So I would have a multi 6-figure tax bill to leave the country. And I'm doing this. I have to sell crypto going into this run that we're about to experience. So it's kind of like, is it worth doing all that move, all the expenses? But I want to. I mean, it's a really tough one. It's hard to do it. Canada sucks, man. Canada's downhill. I hope things can change, but what can you do? You can only leave, and I can't. They got me trapped here.
Yep. They make it impossible to leave. You're stuck. Enjoy.
Yeah. We got some familiar faces in the audience. What's good, Bodega? What's good, Triple M? Excited for Pixelmon. Me too. We're going to talk about that. Where are you in Canada? I'm in Montreal, sir, in Quebec. Hello, Gorilla. Hello. I am here. Thank you for being here. Oh, you're in Dubai, you meant. I thought you meant at the stream. Yeah, dude, I visited recently for Token 2049. It was great. Any for in Texas? Oh, I specialize on taxes. I don't know why I read Texas. Is there any? Not that I know of, dude. It's very hard finding somebody for taxes. Anyways, moving on. With the ETH ETF going through, are you now bullish on ETH NFTs?
Not really.
How dare you?
What?
I said, how dare you?
So there's like a couple, right? Like captains. So that the unlock there. I think we're gonna talk about that. I think that was on the thing. So
Yeah.
Captains, hard not to bet on Ray, Pixelmon. I think like the main ones. I know that there's the trainers too. I think I'd rather hold like the main collection. It seems like Milady just is one of the best NFTs like in the space. I don't know, dude. Like my thing is that so this is what happened last cycle. Last cycle, I held 80% of my net worth in NFTs. And then when the market crashed, I had a panic attack. And so now I have this thing where it's like over the past 2 to 3 years, I've been slowly stacking wins over time and just building like a bigger and bigger bag. And now that ETH is mooning, like now I'm doing great. And so I just have like this thing where I do trade, but I'm very conservative and I don't like locking up my money into stuff that doesn't have clear catalysts and like it doesn't seem like a surefire bet. Like my risk tolerance has changed a lot because I say to myself, like, if I do nothing, then I'm going to be in a great position if Bitcoin and ETH do go up 2 to 3x from here. But if I overtrade, like I could end up screwing myself for this cycle if I end up like making bad plays, which I've already seen like some people I've seen that happen to some people. So to answer your question, like I don't feel like there is a surefire like I'm gonna buy this NFT and lock it in. I feel like I would rather ape it into like meme coins, honestly.
Yeah, dude, this is the first time I look at the ape. There's a lot of nice apes on the floor, but I agree completely with you. It's like I don't want to put my money into something illiquid where I don't know. I don't know what the next catalyst is. The thing that you say, once you build up enough capital, which I don't feel like I'm there yet, but I do have a portion where I just leave it in Bitcoin and ETH, and we're both. I'm sure many people watching too are very confident that Bitcoin and ETH are, hopefully going to 2x from here. So it's like you could just easy 2x your money, and that's a great investment. Like compared to just doing stocks where they're like, oh, you're supposed to get 10% in a year. Like we want a minimum of 2x because that's what we believe cryptos or Bitcoin and the top dogs are going to do. So yeah, you could just comfortably leave your money in there versus having it in an NFT. I go through these periods where I just go through my wallet and I just start dumping a ton of stuff because I'm like, why am I holding? Why am I holding? There's no catalyst coming up.
It's just like with Bored Apes, it feels like that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna buy one for 12 ETH. Like, what am I gonna do? Make 10% on it? like, yeah, Clone X being down hurts, but I never owned one anyway. Yeah, dude, it's just weird. It's like when you look at this, it's like, why is it that none of this feels like very enticing to me?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all used to it. We all know all of it, and there's nothing new or exciting happening. The most exciting things a lot of projects are doing, like Azuki, is hey, we're going to have a token, so it's more on the token side. And I mean, some people are farming it with their token, their gacha system, but yeah, I mean, it's mainly on the crypto side. Do you think? Are you expecting like a pour into altcoins? I mean, I think we need to see ETH go up now. I do think we need to see ETH cross. Hopefully 4K. That'd be great. But I saw somebody, I forget who it was, maybe NFT statistics, where he put the chart of Bitcoin and the chart of ETH together with the ETF approval, and like Bitcoin went down too, and then after it went back up. So I think the same thing is going to happen here with ETH. Do you see a lot of money pouring into altcoins? Like, are you prepping your bags? Are they already prepped?
Yeah, I definitely am. One thing is that like I feel as if I'm not allocated enough into memes, which is weird. Like Pepe, like ETH memes, Joe, Mog, like I feel like those, I mean, they've done, and I actually like made a call in my server for all of those, and almost all of them have 2x since I posted, and I just don't have enough of it. Like it's tough because I think sometimes when you think about memes, like it can feel like they're very weak. I feel like Solana has like a lot of weak memes where like they will die, whereas like ETH feels like a lot stronger. It feels like there's less sell pressure there for some reason. I don't know if that's entirely true. I'm just kind of giving my personal experience, but I have a lot of gaming bags, and we also do have like upcoming TGEs. So I'm really just hoping that that will do well. One thing that's weird to think about is that last cycle was widely driven by gaming. Like that was huge. And of course, like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. But gaming coins have really been underperforming this cycle. And so I think what has ended up happening is that memes, this is like the cycle of the memes. Do I think that gaming is going to run? Yes, but the issue compared to last cycle is that I feel like there weren't that many gaming coins, and so the narrative was like the money was piling into like a few, whereas now it's like there's tons of gaming coins, and I feel like people aren't as overall bullish on gaming as they were last cycle. What do you think?
Yeah, I do think the oversaturation for gaming is a real thing. I think you got to bet on the big players. That I mean, I kind of look at okay, and this might be like a basic thing to do, but what tokens are everybody talking about, because especially when retail comes in or when the masses come in, they're just gonna how are they gonna find coins? It's either gonna be things they recognize, and hopefully it's not Sandbox and stuff like that. But I think they're gonna look to people like Becker, Elio, Hustlepedia, Virtual Bacon, like the big dogs on YouTube, and a lot of them, have similar bags because they believe in the same coins. So I am gonna. I mean, I do already have exposure to a lot of these. I think like the big ones, Solana, for gaming, like AVAX, IMX. Those are all things I have. S Fund, of course. And then when it trickles down into, I mean, there's things like Beam and Super too. Recognize, maybe not, they won't recognize Beam, but they'll recognize things like Super, and Elio's going to push it. But then trickling down into the individual games, those are really hard because there's a lot of games now. There's a lot of shooter games, like first-person shooters. So it's really, how do you pick the winners? And I think the main issue that a lot of them are having is there's either no token sinks or there's no incentive to buy in. Like, why are you buying into this token other than hoping? It kind of becomes like an NFT. Why are you buying into this token other than hoping it'll magically go up through like a partnership announcement or like a big streamer playing the game or something? And even if they play the game, like, who cares? You need the team to really do some cool stuff. I'm trying to think which ones do I actually still hold that are for a game. Probably the only one that I can think of now is like My Pet Hooligan. They're doing some really cool stuff with AI. They just tweeted one out actually this morning with some facial tracking where like this is what I want, dude. This is what I joke all. I mean, I commented on it like, oh, I can't wait one step closer to having my AI girlfriend. Like, I like what they're doing with AI stuff. And this is outside of the game, but they've always had like the Hooli character that they control. And now they're making the AI that talks back to you. It looks into, it could see your eyes, it sees your facial expression, and it recognizes how you're feeling if you walk away from the camera. Like, this is a step towards the future. So I like that they're doing this kind of stuff, and they're just building this whole overall world. So I like this kind of stuff, right? It's not just limited to a game and where it's like, oh, it's just a shooter game and let's hope the token goes up. Not that, those can't do well if they have the narrative. At the end of the day, it's all about attention, just like meme. And that's why people love meme coins so much, because meme coins really know how to get attention. And it's like such an easier thing to wrap your head around. Like, oh, that dog looks cool or looks cute. Like, yeah, I'm going to buy that coin, versus like something really complicated. Like, oh, this is a layer 2 that has it's too complicated. And games, it's kind of in the middle where it's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd play that game. I could buy that token, but there's so many of them. How do you pick a game out from the middle? But you were talking about meme coins. I think I'm the same as you, or I don't have exposure to some of the bigger ones. I do want to. We're seeing a pullback now, which is great. I do want to get exposure to things like Mog or Pepe. I have more recent coins that I've been trading or holding, but not so much. I don't have exposure to like Pepe.
Yeah, I only have like a little bit. I had a plan. I was going to DCA like 30 ETH into Trump, Mog, Joe, and Pepe. And it reminded me of last cycle where, so like, how do I explain this? It's like during the bear market, you can sometimes like, oh, I like missed a rally. Like, I'm going to wait for a retrace. When you're in a bull like this, like when you start getting to like these levels and like ETH gets like really crazy, I had like this amount of ETH that I wanted to DCA in, and I was like, oh, I'll wait for dips. And the dips just never came. And it's like you end up getting sidelined. And it's like sometimes when these cycles come around, like you basically, if you want to get an entry into something, you have to just top blast it and then just like hope that it keeps coming up or keeps going up. So yeah, I'm definitely underexposed, but there's no doubt that this cycle is going to be memes. And like, for example, let's say that you just don't know what memes to buy. You could just buy Solana. Like, the entire meme coin like economy is living on Solana. And I feel like that narrative, like the meme narrative being on Solana, is going to push that token along with everything else. It's going to push it up so high.
Agreed. And if Base launches a token too, I think the same thing can happen there, where a lot of people are going to be trading meme coins on Base. And it pushes the other sector where I need more exposure is AI. I mean, I know you have like a in between. You have Prime. I've been looking to pick up some Prime. I've been watching it. There's been some really good dips. I missed the dip. It went down to like $13, and I missed that. But now I'm ready to buy once I see a good dip. I'll go look later today. But
I have a
yeah,
big bag of Prime. Like I have like, dude, I think I have like 12 ETH in Prime.
wow. Yeah, I need AI. Gaming, I'm pretty good, but I do want to reposition my bag, and then I got to get a better bag of memes because I do think memes are going to be a leader in this. Because again, at the end of the day, all this is attention. How many tokens from last cycle even they still don't have a product or don't have users? At the end of the day, it's really just attention. They're a meme coin at the end of the day. Okay, we got somebody asking for ETH in the audience. Why did Well3 close their Discord? I have no idea. We can ask them. They're coming on in 20 minutes. And asking about the Well ID, we will ask. What's good, Octan? Thanks for being here. Please say something about Mon social farming. I don't know what's happening with it. I don't know what the rewards will be. I will ask the team. But usually all those stuff, all the airdrops and the social farming and that happens after the TGE. If we look at a lot of the ones, it's usually a few weeks after. So I don't expect it like next week. We need a Habibi meme coin. One of my biggest holdings on Solana, sir, is Habibi, the Habibi token. GM, what's good, Dav? Welcome to the show. Or thanks for being here again. He's here every week.
So speaking of Habibi, I bought into that. What's up?
From my post?
Yeah. Yeah. So I bought a couple Solana meme coins and all of them are down.
But I think as a whole, meme coins are taking a little correction.
Yeah, I'm in. So right now I'm in Nub. I'm in this coin called Mini. I'm in Tremp and Habibi. Those are the ones that I bought. I bought all those and I'm just gonna hold them. I have like a trading wallet that I've basically considered as zero. So it's just like, to me, I just really don't stress about it. And that's kind of my bag. But I bought Habibi at like, I think 40 million. You told me to buy way earlier. So that's really my fault.
I called it in real lives at like 20. Yeah, but I think you'll be fine. I haven't sold a single dollar of my bags. I think Habibi could do well. Another one. I don't want to start shilling meme coins on here. I don't want to be accused of like dumping. I'm just telling you what I'm holding.
Just talking, dude.
I'm down on this one. My entry was higher in this one. It was I started buying between 10 and 12. I was just buying
this random ass coin.
No, it's Zorro. It's a meme coin on ZK Sync. I had it once. I sold it at the literal bottom. It pumped, and then I started buying ZK Sync. I heard they're apparently they were supposed to launch their token this week. I don't know if it's going to be happening. And then their airdrop, this is the rumor, is supposed to be happening mid-June. So my bet is that meme coins on ZK Sync hopefully get some attention, and then I'm hoping Zorro can be one of them because they have a really good character. I really like them. So these are my bets, like short term. And then you said Nub. I know you post a lot about Nub. I have no idea what this token is.
Dude, it's just a cat, and it's like they have the best content, and it's like the worst performing cat coin. Dude, they are so they're banned. It's Nub Reply. Yeah. Dude, they have the best content. You might not want to
show it on stream.
Dude, it's funny because like they like their guy is really good. Like
you said they have the best content. And then you say I shouldn't show the content.
Yeah, well, because I know that the guy posts some like weird stuff. Pull up Pac-Man. No, Nub is a good coin. It's just I don't know where these sellers are getting all their tokens because that coin should be 100 million. What do you think about Pac-Man? If you were a betting man, do you bet up or down here? Because I have 20 grand in this coin, so I need to decide what I'm doing.
I mean, it's the leader as long as Blast stays relevant. Like they have the most. They are like the mascot basically, and they have the most cheerleaders. So I think a lot of people are waiting. We're going to talk about Blast. I mean, actually, we got to kind of roll through our list here.
Do you want to talk about that now? Because that's like a good segue.
Yeah. I think like a lot of people are waiting to see if they win the gold. I have some memes ready if they win the jackpot again for Twitter. But who's the last one who won? Pac wrecked, but they only won 3%. That's pretty funny, dude. Your NFT finally wins the jackpot of it's 2 million gold, and you only get 3%. That sucks. Pew winning 2 times in a row. But I think a lot of people are either expecting Fantasy or Pac-Moon to win again, which I do think is possible.
So what's good with Fantasy? Like, do you think that people are over that? Because I'll tell you straight up, like from my opinion, fantasy was cool for like 1 week. And now, like everybody that I've talked to, they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, my bag is down. Like people were up astronomically for like a week, and now everyone is down. Um, I ended up making money on fantasy, but I sold when I started to see that people were like freaking out. What do you think about fantasy? Do you think that this is dead already?
Yeah. I mean, I think people will still play on it. There's still abilities to farm gold. I don't know. I saw today that the stars are actually going to start to do something. I think it's going to be used for raffles. But I mean, dude, you can see I dumped all my cards. Some of them I wish I had dumped earlier. So I started dumping. I dumped probably 65, 70%. And then the rest was worth like an ETH. By the time I got out, I think I only got like 0.4, 0.45 out of it. So I wish I would have dumped, when prices were pretty much at all-time high. But now that it's kind of calmed down, I mean, I saw Clemente's video about it where he was just dunking on it. Now that it's kind of calmed down a little bit, I was considering putting 0.3 into the floor, literally just sweeping as cheap as possible to get, I don't know, 30 cards or whatever I can get, and then entering them into the jackpot in Blast just to get gold. And like worst case, I lose 0.15, like they go down 50%. But even that, I don't see it, happening that much. But yeah, that was the play I was considering doing here.
Yeah, not a terrible strat. Not a
But
terrible
as the
strat.
game itself, like, yeah, I'm not really interested. I don't know, kind of got lame. Not lame. Like, it's a really cool idea. I like the idea, but I realized it was taking so much of my time and attention focusing on trading the cards, and I didn't care about who entered the tournament. I wasn't strategizing. I was just trading, but it was taking so much of my time, dude, and I was losing track of the rest of the market.
Yeah, I get that. No, I agree. I don't know. It's one of those things that like there's so many. It's just like anything else. It's like when you buy a portfolio of something, you want to keep up with it. So it's like if you buy 10 influencers, like you have to go look and watch and see if they're tweeting, and then like,
Yeah.
keep up with that thing. And it just becomes like when it becomes a job to like keep up with it, that's when you're like, okay, like now this is starting to become like a little too much.
Yeah. Did you do Wolf game? Like I didn't
No.
play the original Wolf game. I claimed some wool, but yeah, I feel like this is what happens, right? Something new comes along and it takes the attention. So it's launching today, unless it already launched. I want to check, like, is this going to be like the new thing everybody is paying attention to instead?
Hard to tell. Hard to tell. I know that a lot of people are excited. A lot of bag holders for that project are obviously thrilled because their bags are not like completely dead now. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people that are excited about this. And basically what they just did is they just like forked or bridged over like the entire collection to Blast. So I think people are just trying to have something to be excited about. And didn't they also have a mint?
Possibly, I didn't check
I
that.
think that there was a mint. But
Somebody here saying, "Are you playing Sakai Glory for Blast Gold?" I don't really have time to play the game. The only game I'm actually grinding for Blast Gold is Cambria. Cambria is dope. I really like it. They're also going to have their own airdrop, so you're kind of doing a double farm. I made a full tutorial on it. You just say that because there isn't your influencer card there. Dude, if my influencer card or Ash's influencer card were in the game, we'd most likely care a lot more about Fantasy Top.
I am
That's just the
glad.
reality of it.
I'm glad currently. This is one thing that I'll say about like Fantasy Top is like from an ego perspective, it would be awesome to have a card, but
Your engagement would be up. People would be, and you'd be making money. You'd be making royalties.
But what people don't realize is that all of the influencers that have cards, they are getting like bombarded by people that have their cards to tweet. And it's like, it gives like this thing where it's like, you have to tweet. And I'm somebody where like, I like to make videos that are very like specific. I like to type out thoughts that are very specific. I don't sit on Twitter all day long and just type bullshit. So like for me, if I know that I only tweet like 2 or 3 times a day, and then a lot of people get my card and then they're like, oh, why are you not tweeting anymore? Like, I don't want to have to do something just for the sake of like having to do it. So I was thinking about it and I'm like, damn, it would have been cool to get a card for my own ego. But from the perspective of having to like actually tweet and keep up with it, it may not be as sexy as it seems from the outside. So that's like
Yeah.
my honest thought.
Yeah, but getting the fees and all, obviously if people are trading your card, like that's dope. It was kind of like friend tech, getting those fees when people are trading your card was like, oh, this is cool. I'm getting free money here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Lingo? Dude, I invested and I'm, I made a video again on the farm. So I'm trying to get those referral links. But I'm not I don't do the whole like Twitter game where you have to post with their tag. I did it once for my video. That's about it. But I mean, I invested. I think they can do well. I have the KOL round, so obviously I get in like at a better TG. That's what I did. CG, one of my community members, Lumberjack here, saying he did this strategy I just said for sweeping the cards around. That's a win, dude, because you could sell them right now for a bonus. And I don't think if they win the jackpot, they're going to sell off that quickly because it takes time to sell all your cards. Moving into more stuff. Oh, dude, did you see this? This was sad, but some people capitalized on it. One more thing about meme coins: the Shiba Inu dog died. Rest in peace, buddy. And
Doge,
some
but
people
close.
made. Sorry, I meant like the
Close.
Shiba, the breed Shiba.
Yeah, sad. But I
The Doge
believe
dog,
that this was something that like I saw in the past too. So
me too, dude. I thought it's like this is like a Mandela effect or something. I don't know. I thought it already happened, but
I feel like this has already been capped.
yeah,
And there were a bunch of like random
tokens that
coins.
pumped. Yeah, people call some of my community, but there was one that had been there around for a long time, and somebody was like buying it over time, and he just full dumped them. But it's kind of weird. You're capitalizing off the death, and you're making money. But hey, make your money.
That's a weird thesis. You're buying into a coin because you're waiting for someone to die.
It's like buying somebody's art because you're waiting for the artist to die, and you can no longer create art.
Yeah.
We had CryptoPunks potentially ruining punks. Let me on the side screen pull up what the price of punks is. What was your reaction when you saw this?
So I made a video, and that was on the day that everyone was losing their mind about the ETF. So I didn't end up like putting it out. And so my thought on this is like pretty simple. It's like the question is, why do punks need partnerships? Like, I don't really consider this utility because it wasn't utility. It's more of like a partnership. It's like that's kind of how it is. And my thing is like, why? Like, if they're trying to build out the CryptoPunks brand, then they should do like lots of partnerships and whatever. But I just don't think that, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that CryptoPunks should be getting into these like weird waters of having associated new like mints. Like if you're going to do a drop, like a physical or something, then that's great. But I think it gets like very weird when you say like, this is CryptoPunks, here's another collection that's going to be minted based with CryptoPunks. And then the last thing is, it's like, if I'm Yuga, I'm focusing on apes and moonbirds, because like moonbirds got acquired. We talked about that a couple months ago, haven't done anything. And it's like, doesn't that need like a lot more care and attention than punks?
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just throw this under proof. Like it's an art thing. Just make it under proof. Dude, these PFPs would be hilarious.
Dude, they look so, never mind. I'm just not
great. Punks did the lowest they went to, at least on Blur. I don't have the official site pulled up, but the lowest one I saw on Blur was 33.
Go to larvalabs.com.
You're gonna make me do it. Okay.
I want to see the floor, and you're running it.
You pull it up. You pull it up. We got to rush through the list here.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But thankfully they kind of reverted this decision. We have now. Let's talk about some TGEs. We have Pixelmon announcing they're finally going to be launching, or Mon Protocol, excuse me, launching on May 27th. I dropped a video on this. I did a tweet. Some people disagreed. How do you think this is going to go? Do you think people are going to be happy with the allocation that they're going to be getting? Do you think it's going to be a disappointing moment?
Well, they are vested. There's vesting on like the pre-sales and the NFTs. I know we got to be quick. This is my thought. With all the partnerships, all the token allocations that Pixelmon is going to get, the fact that they have Pixel Pals and they have a couple other games that they're working on. They know what they're doing. They're trying to have token syncs in place for the TGE, which is why they did do the whole thing where it's like if you stake, you get other like your partner tokens. I think that this is going to outperform. I think it's going to do a lot better than people think because of the planning that they did ahead of time. I'm personally expecting over $1 billion FDV on launch. And if we saw anything lower, if we saw 4 to 500, even to 600 million, I will probably be buying there. And that's my thought. What about you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, the dump was, I don't know who came in and dumped, but Memeland came and swept 69 of them. Classic Memeland, 69 and saving the day. But I think, the thing you said, if it opens too low, look, there's two things that can ruin it. I think if they don't give enough tokens, like if they only give 5,000 tokens per NFT, I'm going to be very disappointed. And obviously, if the FDV is not high enough, people are going to be disappointed. But I do agree with you. Like I see it as a buying opportunity because of all the things they have planned, and they have people who have committed to buying on the secondary market and locking it up for a year. I think they have a lot planned. They've looked at a lot of how these tokens have been performing. I mean, if you look, Neon Heroes, which is one I invested in, a shooter, it dropped. I did see Ghost was like upset. I get it. People they want to break even on day one. Me too. But I kind of did the math. If I dump right here, I invested at 6 cents. What bothers me is there's people who got in at 1 and 2 cents for like the angel or seed round, whatever. I got in at 6 cents for my investment. It's vested over time. I could sell a portion on day one. And if I sell right now, there's no cliff. I only have 2 months to wait before I break even. And then the last 16 months that I have to wait is pure profit. So I was like, I think people are making this out to seem like it really wasn't as successful as it actually is. Like, I don't know. If I tell you like, hey, invest in something, in 2 months, you'll have your investment back guaranteed. And then the rest is pure profit. Like, would you not take it?
I think that, and I know we have to move on, but like, I think that the issue here is that people that most people that are in crypto don't have like a long-term horizon when it comes to their investments. Like they want quick money fast, like that's it. So it's just a different investing style that I don't think that a lot of people are used to. So they bitch and moan and complain about it.
Yeah. And then comparing to Pixelmon, because they have the token like unlocking. Memeland just announced they finally started their token unlocks. So I was really, dude, I'm a day one holder. I mean, I'm getting right now at current prices, $80 a day. I'm getting like $2,400 a month. Ryan is absolutely cooking, dude. He is getting 760,000. I mean, he has like over 10 captains, but he's getting 760,000 tokens a month. That's like almost $800 a month or a day, and over 20 grand a month just for holding NFTs and getting an unlock. So GG to him for like having the faith and holding these, because he's absolutely cooking. And then I see them here in the stream, so we'll quickly run through these. We have 2 TGEs coming out on top of Mon Protocol. So we have 3 that are happening. The first one is Param. I believe you invested in this one, right?
Yeah, I did.
You think it cooks?
I do. So these guys are like Dubai based. So,
Nice.
like,
so yeah, they got Delphi. Delphi is bullish, dude. Delphi and Animoca.
Yeah.
Delphi's a good one.
Yeah. I know that we gotta like hurry up. So Param, I like them. They're the ones that are behind Kiraverse. They have a partnership like with the Abu Dhabi government. So like there's a lot of bullish stuff there. We could get into deeper detail, but I know that there's like other stuff too. What was the other one that I mentioned? Yeah, Bloodloop. Bloodloop's coming in I think 2 weeks.
June 10th.
So that's cool. Yeah. I liked Bloodloop a lot. We played that a while ago.
We played both. We played this and we played Kiraverse.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I remember. I'm looking forward to both of these, honestly. So we have Bloodloop, we have Param, Pixelmon, what else?
I think that's it for now. I think there's just going to be more, but
Elixir Games.
Elixir, yeah, Elixir Games as well. There's Skillful AI as well. I invested in Octane bringing that up. I'd have to look at the details. But yeah, I invested in that one as well. This one being incubated by Cetify, so I'm excited for that one. Hopefully they get themselves a nice little cook here. I know Becker pushed this one hard too. So I'm excited for this, but we are moving on to, let me do this and then add to stage. I think we got 2 people joining us. Boom, let's go. What's good,
going on?
Toby?
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
is good yourself? Is somebody at the Well3 account as well?
Yeah, we have
Okay, nice,
Samuel,
nice.
our community lead there as well.
Well, welcome guys. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you.
Yeah, man, glad to be here, and it's good to speak to a fellow Canadian. I know there's not a lot of us in the Web3 space, so it's nice to see that. I think you said you're from Montreal, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I'm based out of originally based out of Vancouver, but I've been in Hong Kong for the last little while working with the team. How about you, Ash?
Nice.
Where are you from?
I live in Texas. Yeehaw.
Oh, cool. Yeehaw. Let's go. But that's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to kind of chat with you guys and bring wellness into the lives of your followers and hopefully you guys as well.
Glad to hear it, dude. We're happy to have you. Maybe we could start off. You could both give like a quick introduction about who you are, and then like the elevator pitch on what you guys are doing over at Well3.
Yeah, man. I'll just try to keep it short, just so that I'm not saying it all at once.
Sure.
But essentially, my name's Kobe Tang. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer here at Well3, and with wellness, with Well3, it basically stands for Wellness 3.0, right? We see that as an opportunity to kind of be the leaders in this space that's within Web3, and our mission is to pioneer the future of wellness, and by focusing on data and privacy and data ownership. And we're doing that by utilizing advanced wearables, as well as deep in technology, so data sharing within physical network infrastructures, and then also connecting that with some sort of digital identity, or well ID is what we call it. So the DPIN connected to our Well ID, connected to some wearables, is essentially our way of kind of allowing users to collect their data, and as well as monetize that data. Because right now, if you have an Apple Watch or any other wearables, or through your mobile app or phone, a lot of that data isn't really, you don't really have control of it. It's basically for the organizations that are tracking it to sell it off to other organizations, right? So we're kind of basically bringing it into the blockchain for you to kind of take back control of that ability. And I think we kind of find ourselves in 2 rapid growing markets. The first one is obviously the wellness industry, whether it be in Web 2 or Web 3. I think it's something that applies to everybody's lives. And then the second piece is probably just kind of the crypto DePIN space as well. I think DePIN is something that a lot of people are starting to really learn about, and that's kind of where we see that opportunity to not be just another wellness to earn or step to earn, but also something that encompasses many different things within the wellness ecosystem. So that's kind of, in a quick little elevator pitch, who we are, what we're planning on doing, and there's definitely a lot to unpack here, right? Because I know wellness isn't something that many people in Web3 really focus on, and we're here to kind of make people reconsider, and by doing a few different things.
Yeah, we focus on trading degen hours. We don't really take care of our health here. We we have a tendency to stay up late and not leave our computers. But I think like you said, there's lots to unpack there. I think before that, before going into the now and what you're doing in the future, let's take a look at the past. So I think a lot of people probably know the project for yoga pets, Cubs, especially like at one point with meme land, everything was going wild. The price of all your NFTs was going through the moon. Can you tell us a little bit about the movement from being known as yoga pets to now being known as Well3, like the whole logic behind the rebrand?
Yeah, and totally. And I joined on to this team when it was still Yoga Pets, and I think the idea with that, and me working with Kungs and the team, was we felt like we had the opportunity to take that next step to a bigger stage, right? I think we had garnered such a huge following from Yoga Pets, Genesis, Cubs. It just made the most sense for us to kind of shift into the crypto and wellness space. And I think that's one of the things that for a project to really be successful, I think one of the most challenging things is to have a really large following and user base, right? And we felt like we could really start off this journey with the right step forward by already having a community of over 700,000 followers. I think our own Twitter account has about 600,000. Our CEO Kungs has another 600,000 as well. So that puts us up to 1.2 million. So we thought that was the natural progression, and then also the opportunity to kind of bridge into a new space, I guess. But I think Yoga Pets already kind of set that up, right? Where Yoga Pets, as well as Cubs, were the initial steps into the Web3 space through gamification, community engagement, all that such. And then it just made sense for us to kind of revolutionize into the wellness industry by combining that data management and personal health insights and such. So we're still, even though we're now more focused on cryptocurrency wellness deepen, I think we still have a lot of mechanisms in place that cater to the followers within the NFT degen space that we're still kind of looking at. So we kind of cater to a number of different audiences now.
Yeah, I think it's the natural evolution of the project. So it's been great to see. And I mean, Well3 just, and the entire branding that you guys have feels way more like it can go way more mainstream than something like Yoga Pets, which might sound weird to Web2, because you are in the end not just targeting Web3. You're going to be you're going to want to branch out to Web2, which is something we'll get into. I just want to ask, so what does this mean for Yoga Pets, Cubs, and Genesis Pass holders? Like, are they going to get exposure to your token?
Yeah, exactly, and they actually will. I think everything that we do, especially Kungs, I think he's very engaged with his followers and holders. And I think one of the questions that came up prior to me coming on was, hey, there's no public chat in our Discord channel, and we actually have a number of chats within this Discord, as well as another Discord just for our holders or people that have been holding for a really long time. So these chats are very engaging. There's a lot going on, and I think the only reason, after chatting with Samuel and the community team, is that the reason why we actually turned it off initially was we had it on for major events like public sales and such, but those turned into just a bunch of people either sending like scam links or hack links and stuff like that, and it basically made it a little bit more of a negative environment for a lot of people. And if we're focusing on health and wellness, I think the last thing we want is for users to be in a conversation where they're just going to get scammed or hacked and such. So I think we follow a lot of things from the people and the different projects we work with as well. So if you look at Memeland, they also have a Discord channel where the public chat isn't completely open as well, right? Because as long as we have a place for our own holders to communicate with our team, I think that's kind of the best way we could do it. And we do open up for specific big sales or campaigns so that people can have engaging conversations. And especially we have no control of the conversations that are had on Twitter. So if people really want to engage, it's the best way to do that would be through Twitter, engaging with us, or just getting at least one Yoga Pets and being able to gain access to those conversations as well. But I think that's kind of how we do it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Even with my Discord, I mean, it's mainly a locked Discord, and I have a public chat, but it's always like worrisome. What do you do? So I get it. There's a lot of scams, there's a lot of phishing, and you want to protect people, but it's very hard. Although, yeah, some people saying, oh, there should be a ticketing system. I'm seeing some comments in the audience here.
But I also totally didn't answer your question, though, did I? But yeah, okay. Obviously, we have sorry about that, but we do have like everything. Like I mentioned, Kung has thought about meticulously for his holders, right? So going into our TGE and our launch and the farming, the insights, these are all things that isn't for nothing, right? We have kind of set up mechanisms and airdrops in place that all the users that have engaged with our platform, from our farming campaign to this campaign to campaigns beyond that, they're all going to be rewarded. So to answer your question, we do still keep a lot of our partners and our NFT holders in mind. We're not just leaving them in the past and focusing now on just deep in crypto and wellness. So we definitely bring them along for the ride.
Awesome.
Yeah,
let's look
for
into
sure.
the now. I think Ash, you'll go here.
Yeah, so I know that you guys recently announced a physical, like a ring, and there's like that collection that was also announced that's on Bitcoin. So I guess it's like a two-parter. So like, what's the ring, and then why? Like, what does the ordinal do, and why did you guys do it on Bitcoin?
Yeah, for sure. So essentially, the Well3 ring is our first wearable product, and that's going to be how users will be able to track their health data before it's being pushed into the Well ID, and then beyond that into the Deepen for the dating, sharing, and for the incentives. But this ring will it's essentially the kind of the best way to be a part of this ecosystem. And the whole idea is to reward, other than collecting health data, but that's where we start rewarding you with tokens, with airdrops, with our partners airdrops and things like that. So we're trying to make it a ring that is constantly rewarding and slightly at least at the start pretty exclusive, right? That's kind of why we labeled it the one ring to rule them all, kind of going off of that whole meme. And I think we're doing it more so for our NFT holders and people that kind of really want to focus on that degenerate side of being able to utilize wellness to kind of get that bag, right? But then I think at the same time, once we work with more partners and like Samsung and other individuals and get our mobile app going, then we can start bringing more of the masses onto this. And it might be a little less focused on the degeneracy, get the bag kind of portion, more focused on the actual health and rewarding those with some incentives, but not absolute crazy rewards and such. But we're still doing our best there. And then as far as your answer, my answer shifting into ordinals, I think there's a few reasons. I think one is because we are hoping to go on a like multi-chain run. I think if you look at our partnerships in the past that we've been posting, we got Polygon, we have our Well ID on Blast as well. But I think with the ordinal NFT rings, it's secure. It's the security of obviously Bitcoin and the historic value of Bitcoin as well. So it's obviously the most trusted blockchain, and issuing our NFTs on Bitcoin ordinals allows us to tap into the historic value and prestige of that network. Other reasons, obviously, being community adoption. It's something that's lately has been kind of all the hype, and there's no better way to kind of launch that on ordinals. And Magic Eden is a group of individuals and a project that we've been kind of in deep talks of as well, and they've done a really good job kind of pushing that ordinals marketplace as well. So we've been basically working with them. So there's a number of different reasons, but we're trying to kind of tap into a bunch of different chains and bring in as many different users as we possibly can. Yeah.
Yeah, so the ring, you keep mentioning Deepen. I mean, maybe a quick explanation for the audience on what Deepen is, but because my understanding of it is, it's when I hear it, I think of like Aether and all those projects where it's more about you're loaning your compute power to power AI. How are you guys using Deepen?
Yeah, for sure. So for people that don't know what DePIN is, it stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network, and it's essentially a system that leverages blockchain technology to decentralize the control and management of physical infrastructure. So GPUs or energy grids and such like that. So in our case, it's more so focused on the Well3 wearables, kind of those being the nodes, and kind of pushing that data into kind of a dashboard that we create, and then from there pushes into kind of the DeepIn itself, and that's where it gets anonymized and goes from here to there to different entities. But I think that's kind of our idea with it. I think a lot of with it DeepIn is about that health, that data sharing, right, and incentivizing that. So we're trying to find a way to kind of fit wellness into this DeepIn space. And early on, I think our focus is to just share those at least basic biometrics health data, the ones that everybody's kind of familiar with, everybody tracks, whether it be sleep, walking, breathing. But as we kind of partner up and expand and kind of look into a deeper and further horizon in this wellness space, then it also allows us to focus on more meaningful, impactful data within health, such as doctor's visits or surgery notes, prescriptions, all that kind of stuff. And I think I've talked to a few people in this space, whether it be researchers or individuals in the healthcare space, and there's definitely a gap when it comes to all these visits and controlling and tracking where that information is and finding it as well. If you're going to different healthcare facilities or clinics, it's not always the easiest way to basically. It also depends on where you are going as well. I think different countries track it differently, but if we could all get that on our own individual well ID, then it's a little bit more in your control of how you're sharing it, who you're sharing it with, and it's all kind of consolidated into one place rather than a bunch of different places that might not work with each other very well.
Yeah, I think, I mean, thinking of Canadian healthcare, I always get told, "Oh, you have free healthcare, you're so lucky." No, it sucks, dude. I've been even thinking like, how do we improve it? And I do think we need this kind of technology. I mean, I have an Oura Ring, I have an Apple Watch, so I do track all my stuff. And like you said, I have no idea what they're doing with my data. They're probably just selling it. So now with what you guys are doing, I have full control over my data. Can I sell it? Can I monetize it?
Yeah, exactly. And basically, our idea is, I think there's a bunch of different ways or a bunch of different types of entities and individuals that might want that healthcare data or the data that you are collecting, and whether it be for research purposes, right, or just marketing, at least you have control of that, right? And besides that, I think there's also we're giving people the opportunity to kind of, if it's just even in their own interest, whether to just see health data without it being a need for research or marketing. It's just kind of their own individual interest in this space. Because it's fully decentralized. It's fully for whoever wants that information and data. Then it gives you the opportunity to kind of share it to them. And I think the idea of sharing health data allows you to kind of know what kind of impact you're making for different things that you're sharing as well. Yeah.
And then all this, I see some people in the audience. Some people are not happy with with what you said about not having the open chat here. It looks like they'd like to be able to ask some questions here. But some people are also asking about the IDs. So all your information is tied to. I'll pull it up on screen here. Is tied to this digital identity. So how do people get their hands on this? And then I guess the next question: how do people get their hands on a ring?
Yeah, for sure. So we've actually made it completely free to get your Well ID. We've basically put that on blast, and Kung's basically put a number of Ethereum into it so that he covers everybody's gas fees. But all you have to do is just go to well.eco /Well ID. Basically, link your Twitter, and connect your wallet. And the one thing it does ask you for, just to kind of like verify you're a human, is just getting a referral code. And how you would get that referral code, easiest way would just be on our Well3 Discord channel, and under our invite code, you'll basically see a bunch of invite codes there to use. But at the same time, what I'll do is I could generate a handful of codes as well, and I'd be happy to share it in the Discord channel, or I could send it directly to you, Crypto or Ash, and you guys could also distribute it to your own community. But then from there, once you've kind of minted your ID, you basically would just enter into a whitelist for the Well3 ring. And from there, at some point, we will do a fair raffle draw, and users that win that would basically be able to claim their Well3 ring by owning a Well3 or a Well ring NFT on ordinals. So right now we do plan on starting off with about 10,000 Well3 rings to launch. We've also just dropped 300 rings, airdropped 300 rings to our long-term Yoga Pets, Genesis, and Cubs holders. And then the rest of the 9,700 will be for the whitelist as well. So, definitely register for free, whitelist for free, and have a chance to get a hold of this Well3 ring.
Park in the audience saying, how do you charge the ring? I assume it's going to come with a little charging station.
Yeah, so it definitely would. I believe it's just a pad where you would just place your ring and it would just charge, similar to the Aura ring as well.
Do you guys plan on having other products? Like, I know there's the bands that people started wearing.
Yeah. So, obviously the rings is our first product just because we believe it's something that most people could wear, almost 24/7, even in their sleep. But we understand that some people might not prefer a ring, especially if they're maybe like lifting weights and such. It might be a bit bothersome. But, that's why in the future, as well as currently, we're working with different distributors and manufacturers to maybe integrate their products into our line and kind of bring into the blockchain as well. So most recently, we started engaging with Samsung. So that's a partnership that we're fairly bullish about and super happy about. So as we, as more people start caring about wellness and as more Web2 brands start thinking about Web3 and as, Web3 is more mainstream, like obviously you saw Bitcoin ETFs, you saw Ethereum ETF being approved. And I think, Samsung working with us is an example of a giant Web2 brand that's ready to shift into this Web3 space. So, gives us opportunities to start working with organizations like Nike, like Adidas, and to maybe incorporate whether they're, their jerseys or their, other apparel as well, and allowing them to kind of have different health tracking aspects and going back to them and getting to the space as well. So I think for us, because our goal is to kind of take that lead within the wellness foundation in Web3, I think because we have such a strong start and a community backing us, and obviously the examples of the partnerships and chains that we're going to start working with, I think it's a pretty easy sell for us when we do begin speaking with more Web2 and Web3 brands that many people know about.
Yeah, huge partnership. Congratulations. I had it pulled up on screen a moment ago. And I completely agree, dude. Wearing this ring during the workout, man, with the weights when I'm benching or whatever, I always scratch it.
Yeah. Unless it's made out of what's that super hard material called that's super heavy?
No idea. But
Tungsten.
yeah.
Tungsten.
There
it
you
is.
go. Tungsten. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the question everybody wants to know is when TGE, sir?
Yeah, man. It's I mean, it's something that we get asked every day. When. But
Sure.
it's the same answer, man. It's like very soon. I want to say soon. I'm very bullish about it being soon. The best way is to just kind of keep track on our Twitter and our social medias. But I know in the past we've have told our certain targets to certain groups and individuals, and if you had to look at TGEs in the last few months, I think we've all seen kind of TGEs not go the way that a lot of the community and the followers expected to go. And our main objective and our main goal is to really make sure that our TGE is the way that we want it, and for our followers to want it as well. And and what we're doing by is fit is correcting and making sure that our narrative and the partnerships is strong enough to kind of build that foundation so that when we do launch, it is solid. And obviously, we're trying to lock down the best exchanges to work with to make sure that it is successful. So, we've kind of communicated with a number of our investors, our partners, and advisors to make sure that we're doing the right things to make sure that it is a successful TG. So that's all I can really say about that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of factors. Like, obviously, we're impatient. We want everything now. But like, do you really want a token that you're invested in to launch during not bullish times? If you want them to get exchanges, people don't realize that it's the exchanges that decide when you launch, especially if you get like a big hitter like Binance or, you know, a Coinbase or whatever it is. They're deciding when your token comes out. You don't decide. So there's a lot of factors that people have to consider to it. Is it safe to say Q2? I know you just said that's all you can say about it, but I'm still ask. Is it safe to say Q2? And then somebody also asking here, when would the airdrop be? Would it be at the time of TGE, shortly after, or?
Our goal is to airdrop around TGE, if not TGE. Yeah, and I'd answer your first question. It's definitely soon. I think if you, yeah, I guess if you kind of just keep an eye on Kung's Twitter, I think he's someone that likes teasing. So just kind of keep an eye on that. I'm not the biggest teaser on my social media. I'm kind of more just, you know, conversations and kind of little updates, but Kung loves to tease. So just keep an
Yeah.
eye on his Twitter.
I kind of figured it was or hopefully soon, because I think I said this in one of my videos where I mentioned the ring. If you guys are starting your marketing on the product, you know, it typically leads, you're getting attention. It's like a good time to go into the TGE, because now you're getting attention, everybody's looking at it, and then it's like a natural progression.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like we basically use a lot of the momentum and traction in our conversations with the individuals that we need to speak with to make sure things happen the right way too. So, you know, I think everything that we do, everything that we put out, is strategically set up in place so that we can do what we got to do.
Well, I will say that I know that you guys have been hopping on a bunch of prominent spaces and such. So I would assume that when you say soon, this has been a nice marketing push to get out there and to go and chat with a bunch of people. Because I did listen in on Bowser's space, and I know that you guys were chatting with like a couple other people. So yeah, I think we're all looking forward to it. I know that there's a lot of people that have been that either, you know, they either invested or they've been holding like ecosystem, like, you know, assets and that kind of thing. So I do know that this has definitely been a TGE that has been highly anticipated for a while.
No, for sure, man, and that's something that I've been really pushing for with the team as well. And you know, I want a TG as quickly as you guys want a TG. So we're all working hard towards it. And yeah, like I think this week, this is my 6th AMA. Like yesterday, I went on a like a Twitter Space tour. Went across 3 AMAs between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. So I'm just at this point, I'm sounding like a broken record. But you know, I think it's good to kind of bring this exposure to different communities as well as kind of filling in our own community that hops on to a lot of these spaces to support me. So shout out to all the new followers and all the current community members that we currently already work with.
Well, listen, we appreciate you picking us as one of the spaces / live streams to join. Thank you very much for presenting your project. I think it's a good place to end it here, unless you had any call to actions or whatever to plug here, maybe for the IDs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just go to our well.eco, you know, register for a well ID, get that whitelist for that ring. I'll be kind of sending a nice little, a bunch of codes over to you guys on my Twitter, your Twitter's on the Discord as well, and that way everybody kind of gets a fair chance at getting it. But you know, I think it's we're excited to get this going, and you know, getting everybody involved and incentivizing a healthier lifestyle, because we know we all need it, especially in a bull run like this. I know we're all glued, we're not sleeping, so anything to help out, you know.
Appreciate that. Yeah. We'll drop him. I'll probably drop him in my Discord. Anyways, great place to end it. Appreciate you guys for coming here and presenting your project. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We do this every single Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern until 11:30 a.m. So catch us next Friday or catch our videos. Thank you for watching our stream. Peace.
Thanks, guys.